Is there a doctor in the house? Yeah.
Deep in the heart of Chicago, she's on the radio, yeah. She is the one and only Dr. D. Dr. D. Dr.
Hey there, hey everybody! Is there a doctor in the house? Why, yes, there is. I am she is me, and me, little on me, is her. Me, she, her is in the building, and I am here with my fabulous co-host, Mr. Will. I like that bracelet.
Thank you. Oh, good Lord, that's echo right there. It was like boom, boom, boom,
he's
boom.
Learning, guys. How are you, Will?
I'm okay today. Not as crazy as last week, but I'm good this week. You know, went to work, got out here, bypassed traffic, boom, got here on time, and so I am feeling good.
We both. I just barely.
How are you, Doctor? I need a cool name like you.
You need a cool name like
that. Mine is. I mean, Will is cool too. Don't get me wrong, but it's like Doctor. So I need like something like that.
If you want a doctor in front of your name, I can, refer you to the school.
Okay.
Really nice. It was hard.
Yeah.
I had to study.
Did you now?
It was so hard. I threw my computer. I had a rage because it erased my entire essay, and I was like, "Oh my!"
Come on now.
So yeah,
school
was hard. School was hard, but I made it.
You did.
I didn't stop at one doctorate. I went and got two.
Dang,
and when that didn't suffice, I went and got a master's. So
yeah.
I'm like,
plaques.
Yeah, all of that. And
was
salutatorian. So I'm happy about it. So guys, listen, we have an amazing show for you tonight. I'm gonna let Will carry it. I'm not really at my best tonight. I really want to sit out. I just want to invite you guys to relax and take heed to what is being said on tonight, because the show is going to be phenomenal. My shows are always phenomenal. I'm just going to be real.
That's what I heard.
Listen, I don't have but one announcement tonight. I've given you all the Volunteers of America spiel every week. I will be back with it next week, but this week I want to come back with the Big Comfy Couch that's streaming live on the TikTok. We have new music coming out on TikTok tonight. It will be on at 10:30 Central Standard Time. Eastern Time, it will be 11:30, and Pacific Time, it will be 8:30. Mountain Time, 7:30, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to remember all that stuff. Child, that's a lot. But you all come on over to the Big Comfy Couch on tonight. It's going to be on TikTok with Big G. Gina Tippett is the host. She's the host, and she does a phenomenal job. I am one of the mod, and we are the original mod squad. So we go by Big G and the official mod squad, and we are over there on the big tiki-taki, and we're doing our thing. For the most part, is Southern soul music for those of you who like to listen to things other than gospel. We will be featuring one of the guests that I had before, Miss Shamika Logan, on there, and her guest tonight will be on the Big Comfy Couch. So you all come on for the mic drop Saturday, and then for the release of new music tonight and tomorrow on the Big Comfy Couch, because it's something that you don't want to miss. Now I'm trying to get my feet wet, get back out in there.
Yes.
In there, I'm missing some components of the release that I want to have. It just wasn't as an artist,
you want to do it and do it right.
If you're gonna do it right.
All right.
That's why I like you, Will. You my friend. you my friend. I like that. I like that. But listen, y'all, I'm gonna let Will take the wheel tonight. Again, I'm not feeling my best. I'm gonna try to sit over here and be good. But when it get good to me, y'all hear me talking, you know he done said something that I need to hear.
Right. I took the wheel last time, hit a couple speed bumps, but that's all right.
But we're not gonna have you hitting no speed bumps and going into no holes and ditches. We want you to stay on the road. On the road. We want you to stay focused,
well, you know, sometimes, that steering
no
wheel.
more red flags.
No flags today.
Again,
no
y'all
flags
meet me on the Big Comfy Couch tonight. I'm so glad to have you all here. I can't see any see if anybody's commenting or anything, but you guys but take it away.
Take it away. All right. So this is series part 3. Part 3.
Without the napkins,
Trio.
y'all.
Right. I have cards. I have cards now. So,
He invested
I had to do what I had to do.
I had to
get them where I had. Right. They
y'all
just
see
appeared
the
in my hand,
Hey, sister,
What's
y'all, the
going
Mod
on?
Squad is coming through.
Come on through.
Rita, I see you.
We see you, Rita.
We call it Auntie Ray.
Auntie Ray. Okay.
Auntie Ray Ray.
Yeah.
Auntie Ray Ray. Can I use that? Auntie, can I call you Auntie Ray Ray?
I think that's official.
Hey, we gonna do that.
We do. We have a guest today for part 3 of our series. We got Reginald Owens, aka Reggie. He right there. I see you, Ray. Turn your mic on, bro. There we go.
Hey, how you doing? How's everybody doing?
How you doing, bro?
Reginald, let me see you smile. You look like you got. I like your smile.
You're gonna have him blushes. Stop it.
I appreciate it.
I love you, Ray Ray. Auntie Ray Ray. I like that.
I like that, Ray Ray.
I'm gonna use that tonight in the chat, Ray. Watch. Yes, love.
That's right.
I'm gonna use that. So welcome
to Polos and Pearls.
We are so glad to have you here. I was gonna say Dr. B's place. I got so many platforms that I'm on, so many names.
I know, right?
We just want to thank you, Mr. Owens. Reginald.
Thank you for stopping in, bro. Appreciate that.
No problem. Happy to contribute.
Yeah. Appreciate that. So, let's begin. Like I said, this is series 3 of Man Talk. We're doing this about 3 weeks straight. Well, we had one gap a couple weeks ago, but that's okay. And we had 2 extra guests, also close personal friends of mine last week, and I got one right here this week.
And they were phenomenal.
Phenomenal. So, right here, we're going to start off hot. So, I'm going to ask you, bro, we've been bros for about, 9-10 years now?
It's been a decade. It's been a decade. 2015. It's crazy. It's been that long.
My gosh, man. I missed the year. Gee whiz. Good time flies. Yeah. It's crazy. We won't even go there. But I do want to know, what is your position, your thoughts, your feelings of the role as a man? We're going to start off hot. We're going to start off right there. I asked my other hosts last week the same thing. We're going to get into some other different questions, but I'd like to start off with those, this one at least. What is your perspective, your definition? How do you carry yourself as a man in your 30s?
So definitely one of the biggest things I've been picking up as I've gotten older is always displaying competence whatever you do, whether it's at the gym, whether it's at work, whether it's your business, whatever you do, making sure you're competent. And a lot of people have a lot of definitions on what competence means, but I'll break it down as like this: being able to start a task and fully complete it. That's the most basic or breakdown form I can describe what competence is. On top of that, pushing yourself, whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally, to do the self-work, to think about to dive into emotional issues that you may have in the past, intellectually learning new skills, financially working on skills to make yourself more money, and just displaying confidence, leadership, and having a goal and a drive, more importantly, a purpose.
I like that, especially driving home, having that confidence. There's a lot of people who don't have it, have their worries or fears or whatever, and it stagnates their potential to being more, being better, being great.
Right.
Doing that. I like that. And I've been knowing you for a while. Your confidence has been growing, man. I want to go way back. I might go back a little bit, but yeah,
they're going to crates, brother. They're going to crates.
You know what I'm saying? from then to now, and things you've done, man. Yeah, that's really a hammer home right there.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. And then let me see. And then you were saying confidence and
competence.
Oh,
competence.
Competence. Okay, I thought you said confidence. I'm sorry.
Yeah, confidence and competence, 2 C's. So
yes,
I was saying before, basically, if people want to understand, what does that mean? Basically, being able to fully complete one task and see it all the way through, whatever it is, whether it's finishing school, whether it's finishing a project, whatever you're doing, making sure you're doing it to your best of your abilities and displaying that you can start a task and actually finish. A lot of people tend to start something and then quit halfway through instead of finishing all the way through. That in itself, builds character, shows determination, shows ambition, drive, things like that. And these are the building blocks when it comes to what you said before about what does it mean to be a man and displaying those leadership qualities. A lot of times we, especially when we got our purpose, there's things that we do that veer off the path of what a typical man is supposed to do, or what our family or friends think we should do. Having that confidence and showing that leadership to say, hey, I'm gonna veer off into another path and make my own lane and whatever I decide to do.
I like how you said that right there. Like I said, having that the competence, the fortitude to do something, and like I said, from start to finish. Some people don't even get to the middle point.
Exactly.
It might end right there in the beginning, like, had the high hopes, and then it just suddenly just weathers out, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah.
True.
That's definitely something that I feel also a man should be competent to know his worth, what he's capable of, and have a 5, maybe even 10-year plan to execute said whatever dream, ambition he has.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you on that one right there.
Right.
So moving on. So I understand, but the people don't know, but you have a book out.
Yeah. So I started a book published coming back in 2023, Light Bright Publications, and it started with our first novel, The Lover's Quarrel, which is essentially an urban fiction story about a young man that wants to find love. Along the way, he discovers that not everybody has his best interests at heart. Take him through his journey to twists and turns, and the question becomes: will he find his true love, or won't he? You have to read the book to find out. And I got a special project related to The Lover's Quarrel coming soon.
I like that.
Well, you got to come back.
Yeah.
We'll accomplish all of that.
No problem.
Another show. We'll dedicate that show for you. Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely have to have you come back. Definitely so. Speaking of Lover's Quarrel, and I know you told me some excerpts about that a couple of years ago. I have another question that correlates into that. I want to know, have you ever been, hurt or mistreated or anything in a relationship or friends or whatnot? Because it's like men really don't talk about that too much unless we get really amped up or riled up or upset, and then that story or emotion might come out. Not that we are fragile individuals, but it happens to everybody. Yeah, even animals hurt, So we know. Because I know I have been, and I'll get to that in a second. I want to hear from you.
Yeah, no, I've been living life and then dealing with humans and human beings and human nature. Yeah, I've been hurt by women in different relationships, and it sucked. It sucked. But the question becomes is that it's frustrating that it happened, but the question becomes, how do you respond to it? Are you going to sit there and be angry? Are you going to sit there in a puddle of sadness? Or are you going to say, okay, what can do some introspection, be like, okay, what can I learn from this? Do I want to put myself back out there, or do I want to leave myself alone? Do I pick myself back up and move forward? Or, do I just sit here and just continue to be upset? At the end of the day, it's a choice. It's a decision. And along with that decision, you got to give yourself time to truly heal. Don't just jump back out there because you don't want to feel sad. No, embrace the sadness, embrace the pain, because there's some nuggets of gold in that sadness and pain if you want to do the work.
Yeah, I like how you said that about not rushing into the next thing or relationship with that person. When you're younger, you kind of do that, and then you don't really think about what's going on. You're just moving. Then you get older and mature, and then now you realize, I don't want to bring that baggage to that next individual.
Right. Yeah. No, it's not fair.
It works both ways. Yes.
Right. It's not fair. It's not fair. Especially if you meet a decent person, nice person.
Yes.
It's not fair to them to bring your back from your previous relationship to them because they haven't done anything to deserve that, especially when you're getting to know them. And it's not fair to yourself because you're not giving yourself a chance to truly get to know this person. You just using them for a rebound. You just using them to basically fill the void, and you're not truly giving this person a chance to see if they're a better choice for you. So it goes both ways. You're hurting yourself and you're hurting the other person. And as we know, hurt people.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that.
Yeah. Going based off some of my experiences, you met some of my exes before and things like that, and everything's going good in that first year, and the second year is, it starts to get a little rocky and things like that. And then, I've been a little hurt before because, I found out, the person, cheating on me and messing around or being inconsistent where consistency was.
Right.
I'm a Virgo, so I pick up on these things. I ain't gonna lie. It just little spidey senses go off and things like that. So
is that what it is?
I was sensing was true, and you have spidey senses. Ding, 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 ding. And then so you go into it and you had a conversation and the arguments and stuff like that, and and it kind of put me in a bad headspace because I saw that person as a potential spouse.
Right.
And, I don't hold that many women in that regard. And then when you get to that plateau almost, and then it's yanked away, it's like, man, see, you done messed up, shout it.
I know that.
So, that's just the one story right there. I don't get into all of them, but yeah, it has happened. And then you're right. For me, give myself some time, not that much time, because the writing was kind of on the wall already. And, at some point you kind of start checking out. So I gave myself some time, not that much time, but I did get back out there and, start dating again and getting back to being me, and I look at it as, not my loss, that's a loss.
Right.
Yeah. I know what I could bring.
To hear that you want to get back out there, get your feet wet again and
I mean, but this is like 2021 now. It's 2026. Yeah, that's a whole other. How about you, Miss Dr. B? Have you been hurt by a man? They did you wrong, did you in? What happened? Just recently? Wow.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Okay, now we can.
It's been a minute, but when you put your all in all into something that you think is going to flourish, something that's going to be great, you're all into it. You don't see the red flags, the excitement was there, but then I wasn't a priority. I wasn't a priority, nor was I a purpose. So I found myself looking back at some of those things about that relationship, everything that we did, together was great and all of that, but now that I sit back and I look at it, I'm like, you big dodo bird, all of the flags were there and you missed it because this person was looking for an excuse to have an out. Right. Well, if you're looking for something bad to happen, then something bad is going to happen because you released that thing into the atmosphere.
Yes.
I'm going to go
without the universe. That's right.
The atmosphere.
Yes.
So if you don't want it to happen, don't go looking for it. If you want prosperity, you want the greatness, you want the storybook relationship, speak it. The power is in your tongue. It's in the Bible. It's in the word to say that you have the power to speak those things in your life, through your life, over your life, for your life, to your life. You have all of that. So I missed all of those red flags. Am I willing to get into another relationship? I think I'm ready. Do I want to get married again? I don't know. Will.
That's a tough one there.
I don't know. I love the married life, but I have to know that the person that I'm going to be with this time. Hey, Dr. Bougie Water Bottle Man.
Hey, Charlie, welcome back.
Make sure that they're on the same page that I'm on because I don't want to go into this thing blindsided like I was this past relationship. I don't want that because I thought I was living a life.
Yes.
I thought I had found that one and that I was that one to that somebody. So I'm going to ask you all this. and I'm definitely going to ask you, Reginald, how do you know when she's the one? You know without a shadow of a doubt that she's the one before you go spend your $5,000 on this ring.
Or more.
Hello, ladies, I'm giving y'all a come up, okay? $5,000 on this ring.
So one of my current favorite YouTubers always say this, and this may be a little long, maybe a little cynical, but it works. Typically,
Speak your truth. Go ahead, bro.
So typically, when you get in a relationship, everybody's on their best behavior. They're showing their best representative. They being accommodating. They being cooperative. They being helpful, and a whole bunch of other things.
Mm-hmm.
And the question becomes, okay, this is the representative, but who are you really? Who are you when you get mad? Who are you when you get sad? Those are more of the character traits that's underneath the surface. And the YouTuber always says somebody can be fake for 6 months. Can't nobody be fake for 2 to 3 years. And what I mean by that is not just waiting 2 or 3 years for the mask to come off, but you doing your due diligence, asking questions, checking up on things, following up, checking social media. If you get a chance, talk to some of the family, friends, and get a kind of a understanding of who this person is. And the truth will come out in time. Because like I said, people could be fake for 6 months. Anybody can be fake for no 2 to 3 years. So after 2 to 3 year process, you see that this person generally has care for you, generally has your best interest at heart, and more importantly, y'all on the same page. You know, it's actually better to have those tough conversations right at the beginning. Yeah. There's not to kind of divulge from your question, but a young lady I'm dating right now, when I told her right off the bat what I wanted and what I didn't want, right from the beginning. So there's no ambiguity. There's no catching you off guard. I told you straight up, and I can have peace with it. Because at the end of the day, you want to have peace with how the relationship goes. But to answer your question, I guess you'll never truly know everything about a person, but you want to go into a situation eyes wide open as opposed to eyes wide shut. Just know who you're dealing, understand who they are, understand who you're dealing with, and what the potentials might be.
I want to read what Pastor Mabry wrote. He said, "Good evening, family. In the beginning of the dating process, do we have the conversation with regard to our expectations of each other?" And you just said that, Reginald, that you come out in the beginning, letting them know what it is that you expect. I to be here every Thursday to do Polos and Pearls.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
and
it
should be upheld. Yes.
You know, get married again. Yes, brother. I was married 27 years before God took my husband home. But nevertheless, that was 6 years ago. I'm 6 years older. Yeah, I'm 6 years healed. You know, that was traumatic, you know, but I was with him since I was in 7th grade. So
that's a long time.
It was a long time.
Long time.
Very long time. And one day he just said, okay, we're getting married in 2 weeks. 2 weeks was May 9th. It was on a Mother's Day. After church, we got married. I'm like, what happened? what happened? So yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. And Pastor Mabry also said that it's not about how much the ring is, it's about how much it means. And it's absolutely true. You know, it don't matter to me. That's why I said I'll take 1,000, I'll take 500. It don't matter. It's the meaning that comes behind it. That's sacred. That ring is sacred. You have to be friends first.
That's right.
Were you friends?
Because
this is your your third go round. Were you friends first? Pastor Newman.
One of them.
That is real. People are in such a haste.
Yeah,
they want relationships, become friends, and as friends, you'll know all of the secrets. So you have to be friendly. Right there. Show yourself friendly in the beginning and be friends, and keep yourself in that friendship mode until things.
Yes, I get
that
it.
Don't mean to be sneaky freaks. You can't be doing all of that.
And you know, I don't really deal with too much personally, but you know, we just gonna decide about that later on. But in some cases, yes, you should be friends first. Whether you're co-workers or church members, wherever you have that chemistry, camaraderie. If it leads to something, if it builds up, you know, now you have something, a foundation.
Absolutely.
If not, it's going.
I also did want to make a quick comment. I was just thinking about it. it's also pretty good to let people know your boundaries, which what you'll tolerate, what you won't tolerate. Because if they respect your boundaries, that's a good side green flag. But
Yeah.
if they don't respect their boundaries, it's a lack of respect. And Will, I'm pretty sure you can attest to this. Men crave respect just like women crave affection. And when it comes to relationships, there is no negotiation about that.
That's right.
We don't have respect. It don't matter how much we like you. It's not going to work. Just like if women don't have affection, it don't matter how much they like you. It ain't going to work.
Yeah, it gonna work in the long run. It will not work. Yes. You have to, like I said, set those boundaries and create respect up front. I think just how a man would carry themselves, their conversations, their articulation, how poised they are. I think that aura should automatically tell that woman, okay, he not the one to play with. He not a goofy XYZ, and the same thing for us on the other end, if she not coming on to us or being affectionate or rubbing our backs or something after a long day or feet or whatever, or here's your favorite meal, if she's not being affectionate and just too much into herself on her phone, that's where you may have to sever some ties, or, you have to put that person in special little box, something like that. You know what I mean? Special little area for them to be placed in, because they're lacking particular mindsets and tools and goals. So, you don't have to cut them off necessarily, but, at the same time, they may not be for you or friends on them.
That's right. My brother Lonnie, I'm going to start calling him my brother, Pastor Lonnie Newman. Did I do it right this time, Pastor Newman?
Come on,
absolutely.
Lonnie.
Respect is very important for a man, and trust with security, financial and physical for a woman. So that is so true. Listen, why are you not here with me, Pastor Newman? Get your bougie water bottle and come on. I can't wait for the According to Your Faith reunion. I cannot wait. It's going to be a time had. But my thing is that what about long distance relationships? You're wanting to date. You done found someone and you see someone. Let's just say they're all the way somewhere in, let's say, Philly. You're here in Chicago or New York somewhere, wherever. It's long distance whatsoever. How do you think that's going to work?
I'm personally not a big fan of long distance relationships. I don't.
Yeah, I tried it for a minute.
Because the question becomes, even if you're talking every day, you don't know what that person does. And there's been a lot of stories on the internet about people getting catfished, a lot of stories about people being deceived, what they thought the person was. People have, especially if you don't see them, they have a perception or idea in their head of what the person is versus who they are in person. Anybody can act a certain, how I mentioned before about the representative, or acting a certain way over the internet or FaceTiming or chat, text. But when you see them in person, you can pick up on their body language. You can pick up on their social cues. You can pick up on their little quirks and things like that. So me personally, I'm not a fan of long distance relationships. I want to see the woman to be close by, or I can visually see them right in front of me. But I'm not a fan of it. Now, the people who do it, more power to you, but I'm not a fan.
Okay. I've done it once, long time ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. I was here. She lived in Atlanta. She was in Atlanta. And she flew up here time to time and things like that. And it was, nice and magical. But, again, you want to see that person at least once a week, twice a week, sometimes, or bi-weekly, whatnot. And it just, got a little bit, it was just real hassle, real stagnant, because again, you don't have that person there with you. So it worked for a little bit, but then it started to dry out and, start acting funny. And like I said, just you pick up on certain cues and signs and things like that. And it was like, yeah, this is not quite going to work. And then when I went on vacation and came back, she disappeared. So like, what was that about?
Wow.
Weird.
Pastor Newman said weird. You have to have a level of maturity and understanding for a long distance relationship. And that is absolutely true. You can sit on the phone with them all day, FaceTime and everything, like Reginald said, but you will never know the true person until you're with them and been out there dating them
Mhm.
for a while. You know, you
Mhm.
traveling and things like that. That's always fun, especially for you because you don't never stay at home.
No, not
You
too
know,
much.
no. You know, it could, you know, become something, you know, but
Yeah.
how do you really know that person?
Yeah, I mean, I
How
look at it
well
on
would
a,
you know that person? And then what if that person wants to marry you? You've been dating online. What happens then, Reginald?
you know, go ahead, Reggie.
Yeah, you've been dating online. Again, how well do you know that person? Because
Yeah.
now you're talking about you go from a online relationship, which is a commitment and can be intense, to a marriage, and the question becomes, okay, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person, make this commitment between my family and God and everybody else, and how well do you know that person? You know, I know Mr. Lonnie said you have to have a level of maturity and understanding, which is true. But it goes back to my original question. How well do you know them? Have you picked up on their cues? What do they like? What they don't like? And now it's basically, and it's kind of be harsh to say, but it's truth. It's basically like taking a stranger off the street and place them in your house. Because yeah, you may know of them, you may know things about them, but you picking this person from a different place, or you going to a different environment and putting them in your house, or you going in their house, and now y'all living together. And now you're going to discover a whole bunch of new things about them that you didn't know because you wasn't interacting with them face to face. So it can be really sticky. It had to be somebody. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It can be really, really, really messy if you don't really know them like that and you don't know yourself.
I would say I would flip the script and I'll just run a whole scenario. Let's say a man and woman, they meet each other, they on Beale Street, right in Memphis, having a good time. They like what they see, they exchange numbers, things like that. And they have a few conversations. And now they're like, oh, wow, well, you like this. I like that too. Oh, you like the, so do I. And so then the common interest begins to build and the likeness is starting to grow. And also, they might have assets in each state. You know, the two might have a business, both have a house, things like that. And it makes it a little difficult to, you know, leave one state for another because you have these maturing assets and things like that. But they have the likeness in mind to make it work long distance. Hey, I'm in Chicago. She might be in Texas somewhere. You know, let's fly, meet up. Hey, we can even meet in another state and let's have our weekend and enjoy each other. And then that love begins to build and they could, you know, form a marriage. Now, I don't know which state, whichever the state has a better options, you know, like, you know, better laws. But anyway, yeah, and then I could see that happening as well. So it is a possibility for someone to have an excellent long distance relationship. For me, I ain't gonna go that, but I can see how I could work on that side. But let me ask you this. Let me segue into this since we're talking about long distance and relationships. How do you treat your women? I'm sorry, your woman, I should say. I won't say women, like I won't put you out there like that. But you know, how do you know, right? Hey, now this is a PG show. Wait a minute. But you know,
what are you talking about?
You know, right. So how do you get out there where you know, you find a woman you like and you court and entertain and things like that? You know, how do you treat women that come across your life, your timeline?
I treat women like human beings. That's what they are at the end of the day. I'm somebody meeting them. They somebody meeting me. And I'm the most important thing is I be myself. You know, you know me for a while. You know, I like to crack a lot of jokes. You know, I like to have a good time. You know, put on that charm, charisma, whatever you want to call it. So I tend to crack a lot of jokes and have a good time, and you know, do things that I'm being comfortable being me, being comfortable being myself. And there's been times I've been myself, women didn't like it, and there's been times I've been myself and women love it. At the end of the day, you treat somebody like you want to be treated. If you want to be treated with kindness and respect, and you want to have that positive interaction, I'm treating my woman how I want to be treated. I want to be treated with respect. I want to be treated with kindness. I want to have that positive interaction and a good time. So that's how I kind of approach it. And every person I meet, especially every woman I meet, you don't know them, so it's a clean slate. It's a chance to make a good impression. It's a chance to, get to know them. It's a chance to have fun. It's a chance to learn things about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like I'm going on a trip, an adventure, man.
Let me ask this
Hey,
question.
Shamika, how you doing? I see you over there.
Mika, hey girl, put it in the chat, my chat, for them to come on in here and say hi, because this is a deep conversation, sis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm glad you're here. Listen, Reginald, I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to ask Will. I'm definitely going to ask Will because I already about know the answer. Oh wow. You've entered into these relationships, but have you prayed about it? Have you asked God to show you what this relationship is going to be about? Have you asked him to give you the longevity in this relationship so that you can marry this woman, or be potential long distance or long length partners?
Right. So I'm gonna be completely honest. It has not been a priority in the past. I'm just gonna be completely honest. It's probably something I should have done beforehand. It probably would have had a better outcome. But no, I haven't prayed. I just kind of dealt with the situation as it comes, just kind of dealing with it at a face value standpoint. And then if the relationship ends, I take time to be introspective and say, okay, what is it I can learn? What is it I did? What is it that I've done right? What is it I've done wrong? And what lessons can I learn so I don't go into the next relationship making those same mistakes? I tend not to want to repeat the same lessons over and over again. But I can admit, no, I have not done that. I can be honest to say that. I'm just being honest. I ain't
ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. No.
But she looking at you like, don't lie.
I know.
Like she giving you the death stare, brother.
Back in the vote. Wait a minute. Rolodex going. Probably the Rolodex in the brain. I think probably a handful. I think now. Even
actually prayed about and for.
Maybe that number might be skewed. I don't know. It might be half a hand, 2 fingers. I don't know. But I probably have at some point. But for the majority, that 95% of the time, I have not. I try to figure things out on my own. And being a male Virgo, yes, I am, and being analytical about a lot of things, I process stuff and I see what works, what doesn't work. And so I gotta be honest, some of them, you can't even really pray for. They just kind of just gone. I ain't gonna lie. Some of them just gone, lost in the storm. You know how it go. And then some of them have that
are a reflection of you. So
no, not really. No. If they were reflection, they would be next to me. No, that's not happening. But some of them are
controversial. Like
I know. They're twisting the knife in there. But some women are.
I'm on your good side, Dr. B. Okay.
Yes. What's it, bro?
Now I'm saying I'm on Dr. B's good side. Okay.
Yes. Listen,
go.
Pastor Newman said you have to be real from start to finish.
Yes.
It's hard putting on a facade. It is, and keeping it up for years. And it is hard to keep it up for years when you're just got that fake facade. He's right. Hey, Junior.
I see Sherm right there. What up, Sherm? I see you. Yeah, and it's on both ends. Some men out there have facades too. They got a nice car and they got it, rented from Turo or something like that. Or is they uncle car, whoever, they stunning and flashing, and that's not them. Or, they say that I'm living by myself and they live with grandma in their mama house. There's a lot of them out there that's just not doing right.
Don't want no man that's still living at home with their mother.
They got the spray. They got the spray hairline, spray hair on. Spray on. I know y'all was saying that.
Right. They got the spray on Caesar right there. No, we can't have that. So
one thing about a woman, some women are materialistic like that. But if you got a for real homegrown woman, I'm gonna say a homegrown woman, she just wants the attention, the time, and the affection.
Yeah.
Right.
A real woman, attention, time, and affection.
Yes.
She wants that conversation from you. She wants the cuddles and the snuggles and the movies and the popcorn and stuff like that. A lot of women, they do want the material things. They want the rings and the blings and the wigs and all that other kind of goofy stuff. Get your real woman that do her own hair. Get your own
put it out
do
there.
her own feet. Do that. Get you one of those. Get you one that wants to cook and not sit up in the steakhouse all the time.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
you
that's
should wanna
right.
know.
Need
I
that.
mean, they are kind of far few and in between, you know, but I'm glad I set up under my big mama and learned how to make homemade biscuits from scratch, how to make
Lost
cakes
art.
from scratch, you know, how to do all of that. You know, I can cook. I ain't fat for free.
Well, you know, hey,
I
you
can
know,
cook. You know, find you one
let's
of
get that
those women
pan.
who has value and who appreciates the value in you
Yes,
and the value in her and the value that will come as you guys come together as one.
Right.
Even though you never get married, you may never get married, but make sure she values the time that she's giving you and that she's taking from you.
Right.
Yeah. You know, a lot of men emphasizes on material things, as Dr. B was hitting on to, and they think that's the end all be all. That's what the relationship's supposed to be. Spin, material, name, things like that. And that only goes so far. That well runs dry real quick. Even if you got it, eventually she's gonna get bored. It's not of as interesting as it was. Maybe her age, maturity, that plays a part. So men have to.
Or you may discover that she never really liked you.
True.
Facts.
That
And I
end.
don't
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying. That will run dry right
You
there.
like that, okay?
I used you and all of
Just
that.
use you all up,
Yeah,
you know.
that's what
Get the
just happened
last
to
little
me.
Gucci bag. Oh,
That's what just happened
we
to me.
gonna get to that, Dr. B. We're gonna get to that. But just going back to
No, we
the
not. It's gonna make
men.
me mad.
Oh, well, we need that energy on the show. Come on now. Well, like I said, but men have to take that front. You know, it's okay to get to a woman some nice cologne or some nice high heels or lingerie here and there. That's fine too. But where is the substance? Where is she learns more about you? Where is the onion that keeps peeling and the layers of you? That's what she needs to know, learn, respect, and love. That's it right there. Everything else will fall in place.
I got a different breed because I'll go get my own shoes. I'll go get my own clothes. I purchase my own car.
He don't know your shoe size or something?
He can know my shoe size. I ain't scared of, I got bedrock feet. I don't care. You know, but
bedrock feet.
My feet, I got big feet. But
it's all right.
Long
as they look good.
Knows how to value things. You know, it's not always about materialistic things.
Yes.
You know, I have a lot. And I have had people come to me, men come to me and be like, "Well, I want to get with you for this, and this."
Oh wow! At least they was honest.
Have that for yourself.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you getting up, going to work every day? I got to get up and go kill myself. I got gray hair because I earned each and every last one of them for a price. It wasn't for free.
Right.
I ain't got
Shut
no gray
hair. That's my son. Shut up.
He got problems.
Can't stand him.
He got problems right there. That is
go clean something.
He said go do something. Yeah, speaking of financials, let's talk about men and money. Let's talk about that real quick. You know, how should, in your opinion, a man should handle his finances, his assets, you know, his monetary thingamajigs? You know, what's your take on that, bro? Thingamajigs, right?
We talking about in terms of salary per year, or you just talking about in general?
Just your point of view, and I can give you my point of view. You know, and the money.
So definitely think that.
Time, guys, we're gonna have to wrap in a minute.
Why we gotta wrap so early when folks run over our time? You know, gee, where's we?
According to your faith. Go ahead.
So yeah, just to be real quick, definitely need to have your finances in order. You definitely need to have probably 1 year's worth of savings in the bank. You need to be driving to keep up with the cost of inflation, earn money. You want to have money in the bank. You want to have disposable income that you know, if you want to go to the movies and the movie ticket is $25 and you need that $25 for rent or need that $25 for take credit card bill, you probably shouldn't spend it. So you want to have enough money to and actually enjoy life, you know, whether that's credit cards, whether that's, you know, savings account. You definitely need to be able to take care of yourself. You know, and we all know things is going up, cost of inflation is up, which means you need to stock way more money or you need to be earning more money. And, you know, the rule of thumb, you always want to save about 25% of what you're making anyway. Put that money in the bank. So.
I feel you, bro. I feel you on that. Definitely got to save something up. Me myself, I think men and money. It should be a great balance in between. You got to work for it. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your home. You also got to play hard a little bit too, and I'm pretty guilty of that. But it should be balanced. Also, I think, especially young black men, I think they need a financial advisor. They need to
Agree.
learn how to invest. They need to learn about the stock markets and CDs and things like that, and what having accounts that gain interest, and not just like 1 or 2%. We talking about maybe
Yeah,
3,
high
4,
yield,
6,
that high yield savings account.
right, and not to
Yes.
touch it. Things like
Don't
that.
touch it.
Don't touch it.
Don't do like
And
I
let
did.
because it's we've seen YouTubes, we read books, we've seen these things like that. Yeah, it's slow money indeed, yes, and we're still young. It's slow money, but it's long-term money.
Right.
And if we had that kind of discipline across the board, I think we can leave something for our family, our kids, whomever, and really do something good out here. Even if you start a business, that's fine. You have one. I started one, things like that, and it's not cheap, and a lot of people fear that, but it shouldn't have to be a fear factor for what your goals are. There should be no fear line at all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I definitely think
That's what I would tell, that's would be my advice to men that's just, starting, or, it's not
Right.
about Jordans all the time. I'm sorry, people. Sorry if you're listening. It's not about J's all the time.
I want a pair. I've never had a pair.
I know we're going to work on that, but it ain't about the J's all the time,
And I know for me personally, what's helped me with my money journey, putting money in an account, it's hard for me to touch. You got to go through a couple of hoops and hurdles because you also got to know yourself. And I know sometimes I can be a little impulsive, and I'm like, okay, if I got to go here, and do all this extra stuff, I'm just going to put this money away on money you can't rarely see, money that's hard to get in contact with. Not necessarily not access, but if I got to jump through all these hurdles just to withdraw, $100 from my account, it might be better just leave it there and let the interest build it up. So
yeah, let the interest build it up. Or if not, get your safe deposit box.
Had
Safe
to.
deposit box.
Credit unions are good. Credit unions are great.
For the whole year. Put your money, put your stash in there, your jewelry, whatnot, all that. Credit union. That's right. Put, and set it there. So
Talking about at the bank.
Yeah.
Deposit box, yeah.
Put that in there.
That's what it's called.
That's right.
Yeah.
But men definitely need to know how to manage their money. I think a lot of them do, but some of them still, they might be going to the clubs, the little nudie clubs, they just tricking off money. Stop.
By the bar,
Yeah. Some things like that is just, like I say, like you can't have fun, but it shouldn't be all fun all the time, 24/7,
right.
365, 366 sometimes, Let's just do better with our money. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
Okay, y'all, that's our time. Reginald, I'm so glad that you took the time out to come to be with me, Dr. B, and your buddy over here, Will.
Yeah.
Listen, we got to get you back. Are you busy next week?
Yeah, I'll come on next week.
Okay, next week. You come on next week. That will be my last show for a while because I have something going on.
Okay. Let's
I'm
do
looking
it.
forward to you carrying the show while I'm not here in my absence.
Oh boy, that's gonna be
cussing.
something right there. And ain't nobody said nothing. Nobody said
But
nothing.
Reginald, I want to thank you so much for being here. It's really
Thank you, sir.
treat.
Appreciate
I
it.
love the wisdom that you have. It has not gone unnoticed. A
Not
lot of
at
people
all.
is going to see this. They may not be on here right now to see it, but I guarantee you touched somebody and they've heard what you said. So with that being said, we will be back here, the three of us, next week.
Next
because
week,
I want to keep
maybe
this
more.
going because we have more to unpack with this thing because people need to know how to stay creative in these days and times with these relationships, if you will.
Yes.
So, Will, I'm glad you came out.
Of course.
And I want to thank you.
Thank you, Dr. B. Thank
Reginald,
you, Reggie.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. I
I'm
appreciate
going to say
being on.
Reginald. Am I pronouncing it right? Reginald?
Yes, Reginald.
Okay.
Trying
Who is this dude? Reggie. I know Reggie. I don't know Reggie. Who is this dude?
We'll get a little bit too comfortable with everybody. Okay. I appreciate being welcoming on. Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, we will see
Appreciate
you
it,
this
bro.
time, same bat station, WVTC station. You all listen. Coming up next is our very own, I call him Dr. Ramon Perry, with According to Your
RP.
Faith. you know, guys, this is going to be an amazing show. We are going to do a reunion show for the entire According to Your Faith crew. I'm gonna see if you can even come. You can be our mascot.
You know, hey, you know,
see if you,
let me know what I gotta do.
Don't miss it, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't miss it. According to Your Faith is coming up next with Ramon Perry. You guys, it's gonna have an amazing show. Listen, guys, I hope something was said. I hope something was done that you like on Polos and Pearls on today. Y'all keep me lifted in prayer. I'm not feeling my best today.
No, you did it.
But I want to thank you.
Job.
I thank you. You know, you're not supposed to look like what you're going through.
That's right.
Y'all
that's
know
right.
this is my bestie right here.
That's
thank
right.
you all for being in. Yes, reunion show.
I like that.
Yes,
on,
Lonnie. That means you're gonna have
Lonnie.
to come out your bougie closet and come on to the show.
Oh, you got one too? Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Yes. So, guys, with that being said, thank you so much for being here on Polos and Pearls. And know that at this day, at this time, at this station with me, Dr. B and Will, that you have just been doctored. Bye-bye.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ. WVTC Allsip Chicago. An iNetworks communication station.